Hello, and welcome to another episode of MBAs Teach Econ. Today we will continue with the basic supply and demand model as we move to the supply curve and equilibrium. Let's stick with the local pizza market as we examine the supply curve. Once again, our y-axis is labeled price, and our x-axis is labeled quantity. The supply curve tells us what quantity the sellers want to produce at a given price. We call this quantity the quantity supplied. Imagine you're the owner of the local pizza shop. You would respond to prices to help determine how many pizzas to create. At a very high price, you would want to make more pizzas in order to make more money. While at a very low price, you would want to make fewer pizzas. This intuition leads us to the law of supply, which states that as the price of a good increases, the quantity supplied increases. Similar to the demand curve, the supply curve tells us the seller's willingness to accept or provide. This is the lowest price they would take in order to produce the next unit of pizza. Additionally, we can once again add up the supply curves of all the pizza shops in a specific place to determine that market's aggregate supply curve. There are 4 factors that shift the supply curve. I use the acronym N points. N, number of sellers. The more pizza joints there are, increases supply, therefore increasing the curve to the right. P, prices of inputs. Price of dough goes through the roof, reduces the supply, shifts curve to the left. T, technology. New super fast pizza oven, shifts supply to the right. S, seller's belief about the future. During summer vacation, you might reduce the supply of pizza you make in order to sell the pizza when the school year starts at a higher price. This shifts the current supply curve to the left. Once again, these factors shift the entire curve because they alter quantity supplied at every price level, while you only shift along the curve due to a change in price. Now that we understand the supply and demand curve, we can graph them together to discover the equilibrium point. Where these two curves cross is the market equilibrium price and the market equilibrium quantity, because at this price, the quantity the buyers demand exactly equals the quantity the sellers supply. Quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. When one of our curves shifts, this leads to a temporary departure from equilibrium because prices can take time to adjust, but market pressure will slowly move the price and quantities towards the new equilibrium. For example, if the price of Coca-Cola drops, shifting the demand curve to the right, but we stay at price P, now we can see that the quantity demanded is larger than the quantity supplied. We call this excess demand or a shortage. If there is a shortage of the good, buyers will begin to bid up the prices as they compete for pizzas, leading suppliers to raise the price. The market pressure will continue until it reaches our new equilibrium point. Conversely, if the supply curve shifts to the right as new pizza joints open, then there will be excess supply. or a surplus at the old price because quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. Pizza firms will then lower prices in an effort to get rid of excess inventory, placing downward pressure on the price until it reaches the new equilibrium point. Finally, if shocks occur simultaneously, it is possible to graph together. However, it could be difficult to determine either the new equilibrium price or the quantity without knowledge of the scale of the shift. For example, if the supply curve shifts further right than the demand curve shifts right, we know that the quantity supplied and demanded increases. However, we must know that the supply curve shifted further than the demand curve in order to know that the price of pizza decreased. This concludes this lesson on the supply curve and market equilibrium with MBAs Teach Econ. We hope to see you soon.